Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English Daily. I'm Emma. Let me ask you something very honestly. Can you speak English? Not do you understand English when you hear it? Not can you read English? I mean, can you actually speak it? Can you open your mouth and say what you want to say? If you hesitated just now, you're not alone. And today, we're going to fix that. Here's what I notice about so many English learners. You can understand almost everything. When someone speaks to you at normal speed, you hear every word. You know all the vocabulary. You understand the meaning. You watch English movies without subtitles. You understand podcasts. You read articles without a dictionary. You're listening? Excellent. You're reading? Great. Your vocabulary? You know thousands of words. But when it's your turn to speak, nothing comes out. Or it comes out awkward, unnatural, slow. Why? Because there's a huge difference between understanding English and speaking English. Let me give you an example. Look at this sentence. I was just about to leave when you called. Simple, right? You know the word was. You know just. You know about. You know leave. Every single word is basic. So if I ask you right now, without looking at the screen, can you say this sentence? Can you use it in a real conversation? Most people can't, even though they know all the words. Here's another one. It's not as easy as it looks. Again, super simple words. It's not. You learned that in week 1. Easy, basic word. As, simple grammar. Looks, you know the spurb. But can you actually say this sentence naturally when you need it? Probably not. And here's the problem. You've been skipping these sentences. You see them in videos and think, I already know this. This is too easy. So you skip ahead. You look for advanced vocabulary, complex grammar, difficult phrases. But you're missing the point completely. The problem isn't that you don't know English. The problem is that you don't own English. You understand it like you understand a book, but you can't use it like you use your own voice. Think about it honestly. How many times have you watched a video, understood everything, nodded along, thought, yes, I know this, and then never actually used those sentences in real life? How many times have you been in a conversation, wanted to say something, knew all the words in your head, but couldn't make them come out of your mouth smoothly? That's because knowing is not the same as speaking. Reading silently is not the same as speaking out loud. Understanding in your mind is not the same as producing with your mouth. Speaking is a physical skill. It's like playing piano. You can understand music theory perfectly. You can read sheet music. You can recognize every note. But if you never practice moving your fingers, you can't play. Your mouth, your tongue, your brain need to practice the movement of speaking, not just the understanding. And here's what most people don't realize. The sentences you need to practice the most are the simple ones, because these are the sentences you use every single day. These are the foundation. These are what make you sound natural. Nobody cares if you can say anti-disestablishmentarianism, but if you can't naturally say, I should have known better, or it's about time we talked, you sound awkward. Today, I'm going to give you 40 sentences that are deceptively simple. You will recognize every word. You will understand the meaning immediately. And that's exactly why you need to practice them. These are sentences like, I can't help but think something's wrong. It really gets on my nerves when people do that. Let's call it a day and pick this up tomorrow. Simple words. But can you say them right now without thinking? we're also going to practice the most common English idioms. Not fancy idioms that native speakers rarely use. The ones you hear every single day. It's a piece of cake once you get the hang of it. I'm under the weather today. That really hit the nail on the head. You've heard these 1,000 times. You understand them perfectly. But when was the last time you used them? Here's my challenge to you. And please be honest with yourself. Stop confusing "I understand" with "I can speak." Stop skipping the easy sentences because you think you already know them. Stop learning in silence and start practicing out loud. You don't need more advanced vocabulary. You don't need more complex grammar. You need to practice what you already know until it becomes automatic. That's what shadowing is for. Not to memorize, not to learn new information, but to train your mouth, your tongue, your brain to produce English automatically. When you've practiced a sentence enough times, it doesn't come from your thinking brain anymore. It comes from muscle memory. It just flows out. That's when you'll stop translating in your head. That's when you'll stop searching for words. That's when you'll actually speak English. So here's what we're doing today. 40 simple sentences. Mix of everyday phrases and common idioms. All with words you already know. You're going to repeat each one during the pause. Not to memorize it, but to feel it. To let your mouth practice saying it. To build the muscle memory. Don't worry about remembering all 40. That's not the point. The point is practice, repetition, movement. Do this video once, your mouth gets a little more comfortable. Do it 10 times, these sentences start feeling natural. Do it 30 times, they become automatic. That's how speaking works. Not through studying, through doing. Now, before we start, I want to remind you, check the video description below. I've added chapter timestamps for each category. You can practice one category today, a different one tomorrow. Come back anytime. This is your practice space. Are you ready to stop just understanding English and start actually speaking it? Let's begin. Shadowing practice. I've organized 40 simple sentences into 8 categories. These are sentences with words you already know. But knowing the words and being able to say the sentence naturally are two completely different things. Listen carefully. Repeat each sentence during the pause. Let your mouth practice the movement. Let these patterns become automatic. Let's start. Category 1. Time and timing. Simple words, that's specific English patterns for talking about time and timing. I was just about to leave when you called. I was just about to leave when you called. I was just about to leave when you called. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. It's about time we had this conversation. It's about time we had this conversation. It's about time we had this conversation. I was in the middle of something when you arrived. I was in the middle of something when you arrived. I was in the middle of something when you arrived. I should have done this a long time ago. I should have done this a long time ago. I should have done this a long time ago. Great work. Was just about to shows action interrupted at the last second. Been meaning to shows you wanted to do something for a while. It's about time means finally. In the middle of shows interruption. These are patterns native speakers use constantly, but learners struggle to produce naturally because you're thinking of individual words instead of chunks. Category 2. Common daily idioms. The most common idioms you hear every single day in English. It's a piece of cake once you get the hang of it. It's a piece of cake once you get the hang of it. It's a piece of cake once you get the hang of it. I'm feeling under the weather today. I'm feeling under the weather today. I'm feeling under the weather today. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. That really hit the nail on the head. That really hit the nail on the head. That really hit the nail on the head. I'm all ears if you want to talk. I'm all ears if you want to talk. I'm all ears if you want to talk. Perfect. Piece of cake means very easy. Under the weather means sick. Call it a day means stop working for today. Hit the nail on the head means exactly correct. All ears means ready to listen. You understand these when you hear them, but can you use them? That requires practice, not just recognition. Category 3. Expressing annoyance. Simple vocabulary, but specific combinations for expressing frustration. It really gets on my nerves when people do that. It really gets on my nerves when people do that. It really gets on my nerves when people do that. I can't stand it when people are late. I can't stand it when people are late. I can't stand it when people are late. That's driving me crazy, I have to admit. That's driving me crazy, I have to admit. That's driving me crazy, I have to admit. I'm getting sick and tired of this situation. I'm getting sick and tired of this situation. I'm getting sick and tired of this situation. It's really starting to get to me now. It's really starting to get to me now. It's really starting to get to me now. Excellent! These are the natural ways English speakers express annoyance. You could say, "This makes me angry," but that sounds textbook. These phrases sound real. Practice them until your mouth knows them automatically. Category 4. Expressing feelings and thoughts. Deceptively simple sentences with specific English structures. I can't help but feel like something's wrong. I can't help but feel like something's wrong. I can't help but feel like something's wrong. I couldn't care less about what they think. I couldn't care less about what they think. I couldn't care less about what they think. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. I can't get over how amazing this is. I can't get over how amazing this is. I can't get over how amazing this is. Something tells me we should wait a bit. Something tells me we should wait a bit. Something tells me we should wait a bit. Wonderful. Can't help but feel means you feel something automatically. You can't control it. Couldn't care less means you don't care at all. Note, not could care less. Can't get over means you're still amazed or surprised. Something tells me means your intuition says. These structures are uniquely English. They don't translate directly from other languages. Category 5. Work and effort idioms. Essential idioms for talking about work and business. I'm swamped with work at the moment. I'm swamped with work at the moment. I'm swamped with work at the moment. Let's get the ball rolling on this project. Let's get the ball rolling on this project. Let's get the ball rolling on this project. We need to get our act together quickly. We need to get our act together quickly. We need to get our act together quickly. I'm burning the midnight oil to finish this. I'm burning the midnight oil to finish this. I'm burning the midnight oil to finish this. We're cutting it close with this deadline. We're cutting it close with this deadline. We're cutting it close with this deadline. Great job. Swamped means extremely busy. Get the ball rolling means start something. Get our act together means organize ourselves. Burning the midnight oil means working late into the night. Cutting it close means barely enough time. If you work in English, these idioms are not optional. They're essential. Category 6, making points and realizations. Simple but precise phrases for clarifying and realizing. The thing is, we don't have enough time. The thing is, we don't have enough time. The thing is, we don't have enough time. What I'm trying to say is this isn't working. What I'm trying to say is this isn't working. What I'm trying to say is this isn't working. It just occurred to me that we forgot something. It just occurred to me that we forgot something. It just occurred to me that we forgot something. Now that I think about it, you're probably right. Now that I think about it, you're probably right. Now that I think about it, you're probably right. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure about this. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure about this. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure about this. Perfect. The thing is introduces the real issue. What I'm trying to say helps you clarify your point. It occurred to me means you just realized something. Now that I think about it, shows reconsideration. To be perfectly honest, introduces frank feedback. Natural English conversations use these constantly to keep communication clear. Category 7. Should have or could have. Everyone struggles with these because the pronunciation is tricky. I should have known better than to trust him. I should have known better than to trust him. I should have known better than to trust him. I could have told you that wouldn't work. I could have told you that wouldn't work. I could have told you that wouldn't work. I should have listened to you from the start. I should have listened to you from the start. I should have listened to you from the start. I could have done this much sooner. I could have done this much sooner. I could have done this much sooner. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Excellent work. These are incredibly common for expressing regrets and hindsight. But here's the trick. Native speakers don't say should have, they say should have, which sounds like shoulda. Same with could have equals coulda. That's why these feel hard to say, even though you know the grammar. You need to practice the natural pronunciation until it flows. Category 8. Conversation flow phrases. Phrases that connect your ideas and keep conversations natural. Speaking of which, how did that meeting go? Speaking of which, how did that meeting go? Speaking of which, how did that meeting go? As far as I know, everything is going well. As far as I know, everything is going well. As far as I know, everything is going well. Come to think of it, that's a good point. Come to think of it, that's a good point. Come to think of it, that's a good point. Between you and me, I don't think it'll work. Between you and me, I don't think it'll work. Between you and me, I don't think it'll work. All things considered, I think we made the right choice. All things considered, I think we made the right choice. All things considered, I think we made the right choice. Amazing! Speaking of which, connects to a related topic. As far as I know, shows the limit of your knowledge. Come to think of it means you just realized something. Between you and me means this is confidential. All things considered means looking at everything together. These phrases make your English sound connected and fluid, not choppy. You've practiced all 40 sentences. Now let's see how they work in real conversations. Watch how these simple sentences create natural, flowing English. Conversation 1. Work situation. Are you still working? It's already 9 p.m.
I know. I'm swamped with work at the moment. I'm burning the midnight oil to finish this report.
I was just about to leave when I saw your light on. Do you need help?
That's really kind of you. The thing is, I should have started this a long time ago.
We've all been there. Let's get the ball rolling. What can I do?
You know what? I've been meaning to ask you about the budget section.
I'm of all ears. What's the problem?
I have a feeling this calculation isn't right, but I can't figure out why.
Let me look. Oh, it just occurred to me. You forgot to include the overhead costs.
I should have known better. Thank you so much.
No problem. But seriously, let's call it a day soon. We're both tired. Did you notice? Mike and Sarah used 11 practice sentences naturally in this workplace conversation. This is how these simple sentences work in real English. Conversation 2. Friends chatting.
Hey, how are you feeling? You look tired.
I'm feeling under the weather today. I think I'm coming down with something.
Oh no. I was in the middle of planning a dinner party for this weekend. Now that I think about it, maybe I should postpone it.
Don't change your plans because of me. I'll probably feel better by then.
Are you sure? I can't help but feel like you need rest.
Honestly, it really gets on my nerves when people are late to these things anyway. Maybe a smaller group is better.
You know, you might have a point there. Between you and me, I was getting stressed about cooking for 15 people.
See? It's a piece of cake when it's just close friends.
You're right. I could have done this much sooner instead of overthinking it.
All things considered, I think a small dinner party sounds perfect. Perfect! This casual conversation used 10 practice sentences naturally. Natural, relaxed, real English. Conversation 3. Resolving a conflict.
I'm still not sure about this decision we made yesterday.
What's bothering you? As far as I know, everything seemed fine at the meeting.
The more I think about it, the more I realize we might be cutting it close with the deadline.
That really hit the nail on the head. I was having the same concern.
I should have brought this up yesterday, but I didn't want to sound negative.
Come to think of it, we were all rushing at the end of that meeting.
Exactly. What I'm trying to say is, maybe we need to reconsider the timeline.
I couldn't agree more. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure we can deliver quality work that fast.
We need to get our act together and have another meeting about this.
It's about time we talked openly about realistic timelines.
I'm glad you see it the same way. Let's speak to the team tomorrow.
Excellent. Alex and Maria use these practice sentences to have a mature, professional discussion. This is professional English in action. Understanding versus speaking. They're not the same. Your brain has two different systems, one for understanding, one for producing language. Shadowing trains your speaking system for repetition and muscle memory, not memorization. You can't speak advanced English if your basic sentences aren't automatic. When I was just about to, flows naturally. You stop thinking about grammar and focus on meaning. You've studied enough. What you need now is practice, repetition that trains your mouth to produce English automatically. Come back to this video and practice what you already know until it becomes automatic. Choose 3 sentences from this video, say them out loud 10 times right now, then look for opportunities to use them in real conversations this week. Notice how different it feels to actually say these sentences versus just understanding them. Write in the comments, which sentence did you think was too easy, but actually struggled to say out loud? Be honest. This is how we learn, by recognizing the gap between understanding and speaking. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. Every week, I help you turn your passive English knowledge into active speaking ability. The difference between English learners who stay stuck and those who become speakers is simple. Speakers practice out loud. You just practiced 40 sentences. Now stop being impressed by how much you understand and start being honest about how much you can speak. These 40 sentences are your speaking foundation. Practice them because they're essential. I'm Emma from Speak English Daily. Stop studying. Start practicing. Your speaking ability is waiting on the other side of repetition. Thank you for learning with me today. Now go practice out loud. Keep speaking, keep growing. Take care, everyone. Bye.